When done properly, the push-up is actually a really challenging exercise. And in this video, whether you're a complete beginner or an experienced exerciser, I'm going to show you how to progress to the proper push-up form. Alright, I'm going to show you the progression for a complete beginner to learn proper push-ups. But first, I want to explain that there are 3 very common mistakes that people make when doing push-ups, so let me demonstrate those for you right now. The first mistake is using momentum. Take a look at me here. See how I'm sort of bouncing and doing really fast reps? That's not ideal, alright? Fast reps is not going to give you more strength and more mass. And it's not about reps, it's actually about quality. So now take a look at me here. You can see I'm doing much slower and more controlled repetitions instead of bouncing and going fast. This is ideal. Slow and controlled movement is what's going to get you strength and what's going to help you build muscle. The second biggest mistake is flaring the elbows. Take a look at me here. Especially pay attention to my arms and the direction that my elbows are pointing. Flaring them out about 70 degrees or more from the body, that will lead to injury. Now look at me here. Notice that my elbows are pointing more back, maybe 20 or 30 degrees from my body instead of 70 to 90. That is ideal form. You're not at risk of hurting your shoulders with that form. Mistake number 3 is core instability. Sagging at the hips is one of the most common things I see. Now, that is rather emphasized, but that's a good example of how I see people doing push-ups and not maintaining their core and stabilizing. Here's another example of what I see, piking at the hips. Notice that my butt is sticking in the air, also not ideal. This is what you want to do. Tighten your abs, quads, and glutes, and hold those contractions as you do your push-ups. That will help stabilize your core and keep your body straight. Alright, now for the progressions you can follow to get to the proper push-up form. Stand about arm's length in front of a wall and place your hands on the wall. What you want to do is you want to bend at the elbows just until your nose lightly touches the wall and then press back out. When you press out, you want to press hard enough that your shoulder blades move away from each other. This is called scapular protraction. Make sure you keep your elbows tucked in towards your sides when you do this, and don't be afraid to let your upper back round a little bit as you protract your scapula. Now you can make this more challenging by taking a step back so you're leaning more weight on your extended arms. Next, add a little more resistance by doing incline push-ups on an elevated surface. You can see here I'm using my dining room table and I'm bringing the bottom of my chest to the edge of the elevated surface. The key thing here is to make sure you keep your elbows tucked towards your sides and a rigid body so you're maintaining good form. Then you can bring it a little lower to add even more resistance. Here you can see I'm using my bathtub in the master bathroom, so I'm getting a little creative with it. Just be sure any surface you use for your incline push-ups is sturdy so you don't hurt yourself. You can see here I'm in our bedroom using the bench seat in front of our bed. Don't mind all the cats. We have 3 cats and they're always around. But I think the most important thing to keep in mind is that you can get really creative with this. Here I'm using one of the bottom steps of a staircase. I mean, when you start looking around, you'll see that there's actually a lot of options. Alright, finally, you'll find that you're ready to move to the floor and work completely against gravity. Just make sure you're keeping your elbows tucked, your body rigid, and you're not relying on momentum. If you want to move on to advanced pushing variations, make sure you do your push-ups properly from the get-go. Just avoid those 3 mistakes I showed you and use the progressions so that you can get down to the floor with proper form and you'll be fine. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like so others can find it, and don't forget to subscribe to Minus the Gym. I have plenty of other great content coming your way. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.